Hello guys, welcome to my sixth video of DBMS tutorial series. In this tutorial I have got my sixth question set. You can see my question set on the right hand side. So let's first read the paragraph to get an idea about the task that we're gonna do. The board of directors of MySQL Academy has decided to computerize the information of all the teachers in this educational institution. The software was developed by Thark, a software solution. Imagine that you're working as a senior software engineer in this company. You and your team are responsible for creating a database for this software. Create the database according to the instructions given to you. The instructions are as follows. Okay, now we have to create a database for MySQL Academy to store all the teachers' data, to store all the teachers' information. So let's follow the first instruction. Create a database called MySQL Academy to store students' data. Okay, now let's create the database. All you have to do is open the MySQL Workbench software and right click on this schemas panel. Click on create a schema. Then we need to name our database as MySQL Academy. Now let's click on apply. Click on apply again. Click on finish. Now let's close this tab. We don't need that. Okay, now you can see our database here and expand that. Now let's move to the second instruction. Create a table called student to store student data. Follow the instructions below to create this table. Okay, by looking at this instruction, let's create a table. Okay, you can see these are our column names, these are our data types of those columns, and these are the length of the data that each column can contain. So now let's create the table. Right click on the tables item under our database and click on create table. In here you need to type your table name in the table name field. Double click here, then you can add a new column. Our first column is student registration number, and the data type of that is varchar. Within the parentheses we need to put the length. So the first column length is 10. Now let's move to the second one, which is first name, and the third one is last name. Next we have gender. Length is 10. And next we have contact number. Okay, now we have added all the columns and we have named our table. Now we need to create that. To create that, click on apply, click on apply, click on finish. Okay, now we have created our student table. Let's close this one. You can see a little triangle icon in front of the tables item on our database. That means this tables item contains something in it. So if we expand that, you can see our student table here. Now let's move to the third instruction. Enter the data shown in the table below in the table you prepared. When entering the data, enter the data graphically. Okay, now we're gonna add these student data to our student table graphically. That means without using queries. Okay, now let's see how to do that. So I'm gonna hover on my student table, and then you can see the rightmost icon. Click on that, then you'll get a new surface like this. This is the area that we use to write queries, and this is the area that we use to enter the data graphically and look at the data and update the table data. So now let's try adding the first row. So I'm gonna double click on this column, so then I can edit that one. Then I type the data manually. Okay, now I have added the first row, but this isn't saved in the database table yet. To save this data, we need to click on apply button here. click on that, then click on apply, click on finish. Okay, after you enter these all data, you can click on that apply button. So I'm gonna enter this data. Okay, let's add third column too. Okay, like this we can add the other rows. Pause the video and look at the table and try to add those data yourself. Don't forget to click on this apply button after you finish entering the data. So pause the video and do that task. After you did that, come back to the video to continue watching. Okay guys, I have added those all data. I have added those data, so let's click on apply to store in the table. Click on apply again, let's click on finish. Okay, now we have added those data into the table. If you need to look at those data, close that tab, go on your table and click on the rightmost icon, then you will see all the data here. So now let's move the fourth instruction. The data of some of the students you have entered about should change as follows. Write the update query statement required to update the data. 1. The gender of the student whose student registration number is STU006 is marked as female but should be changed to male. Okay, now this row whose ID is STU_006 must be a male student. So let's change that. I'm gonna use this area to write the query. So I'm gonna write update, and we need to provide our table name with the database. So to use only the table, we need to double click on our database. Then you can see the database name get bolded, and now we can use our table name, a student, and I need to set the gender columns value to male, and where I need to provide the condition. Now I'm gonna select the student by the student registration number. So where student reg number column is equals to STU_006. Now it gets the student whose ID is STU_006 and change the gender column of that student to male in the student table. And we have selected our database. You can see the database letters are bolded. So let's execute this one by clicking on this icon. Okay, now let's view our table data. Let's go along the row. You can see the gender has changed to male. Okay, now let's move to the next one. Now the new asynchronous student registration number STUD_010 is stored in the database. It should be changed to STU_010. Okay, now let's do that too. I'm gonna keep this like this. Now we wanna change the value of the student registration number column, and now I'm gonna use the first name column to select the student, first name must be Naduni. Remember to type the name correctly, that means this one, and I'm gonna provide the last name too. Then we can identify the student uniquely. So the last name is equals to Vijay Singh. Yes, okay, right. Now let's execute this one. If you look at the query, we tell this to update the data in the student table and need to change the student registration number column's value to stu underscore 010, where the student first name and last name is equals to Vijay Singh. The student who has the first name as Naduni and last name as Vijay Singh is going to change like this. Okay, let's execute that. Okay, now let's view the table data. You can see our Naduni student registration number has changed to the new value. Okay, now let's move to the next one. The student registration number, the stu underscore 020 student's first name must be changed to Kalani. Write the required update query for that. Okay, now let's get back to here. Now I'm gonna write the update query. Update the student table, and we need to change the first name column value, first name to Kalani, where now I'm gonna select the student by using the student registration number column. Student reg number is equals to stu underscore 020. Okay, now let's view the query. We have written a query to update the data in the student table, and we need to change the first name column's value to Kalani, where the student registration number equals to this value. Okay, that means it gets this student. You can see this is student we get, and we change the first name to Kalani. Okay, now let's execute the query. Okay, now let's refresh our table data. Yeah, you can see here we have changed our value to the new value. Okay, now this is all for this video, guys. I hope you learned something from this video, and if you have any question, please put that in the comment section below. And if you liked this video, give a like, and if you need to learn more about database management systems, please subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to click on the notification bell. So share this video to your friends to learn about this stuff, and thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.